Well, I want to welcome everybody and thank you so much for being here this evening and sharing your personal journeys with us. And of course, thank you for your service.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So I want to start with this question. Confidence in the military right now is pretty high in our country. You're a lot more popular than Congress, I can tell you that. There seems to, though, be a growing gap between the military and civilian worlds. What is something you would like for people who are civilians to understand about the military?
Say our work ethic. We show up on time, even early, and do the job. We're gonna take initiative, create something that's non-existent to make an organization better.
We have a desire to serve after our service. The reason that we joined the military was to serve our country, serve something larger than ourselves. And I think most of us have a desire in our heart to serve our community when we get back as well.
Joe, how about you? What is something you would like the civilian world to understand about serving?
I appreciate that, but I think part of it is that the civilian or the non-veteran should be selfish in a way. He has a labor pool here of people who are trained, disciplined, they know good and bad. For selfish reasons, civilian people should go and hire these people. They know what it means to have responsibility, because you get responsibility from day one when you're in the military.
What I did in the military, of the job that I was assigned, or MOS, is just a number and letters. We've done so many other things. And the systems that we use now, and the technology that has been created throughout the military that civilians are using right now, we were on the beginning of it. We knew before it even came out to you. We've been there when it started.
We want to connect with our neighbors. We don't want to just be like, that's the veteran, or there's a veteran. We want to connect, and we want to know our neighbors, and we want to be a part of our community like we were serving in the military.
Because being part of a community is so important to military service.
You know, something else I think about just in our communities, in our neighborhoods, volunteering at schools. Veterans want to give. We want to be wanted and needed, and we want to feel that way too. And I think that civilians, if they maybe give us more. Give us more than you think we can handle, because we can probably handle it, right?
Absolutely. We're mission oriented, and once we issue ourselves that order, because we don't, or God, we follow through, and we really do. We really are passionate people in terms of trying to achieve. The thing I really know about veterans are people who said to themselves, I'm willing to go into harm's way to protect people that I don't even know. And that's a special kind of dedication and spirit in each individual veteran.
What about hurdles? Because you have this unique set of skills, but you've also had this unique set of challenges and hurdles to overcome when you've come back. Could you each maybe share something that you think was a unique challenge for you when you returned home?
I mean, the hardest part, I think, for me, and I think all of us can speak to this, when you get on a plane to go overseas into harm's way, the hardest part is leaving your family. My children were 5 years old and 3 years old. That was the hardest part for me, was hugging them goodbye, and you don't know if they're going to come back. And so the challenges of reintegration with your family. This chair is in a different place than it was when I was last here, 9 months or a year ago. My kids have grown up, the things that you've missed. And so the reintegration piece, that would be personally for me, coming back and trying to reintegrate with your family and sort of hit the ground running.
It is easier to leave than it is to stay, by all means, because you're going to get on a plane, they're going to tell you what you need to do, where you need to be, what you're going to eat, and what your mission is. At home, I never understood why it took my mom so long to send a package. It's the post office is right there. Well, back here, you got something else forgot, or got to go to the grocery store, this and that. When we go to the post office, that's a whole day trip to overseas or even deployed. To get to the post office is simple. It's a great, exciting thing. But in the States, when you're back here, it's you forget about those small things.
When I first arrived in Texas from California, I thought I was over my PTSD. I'd been in a PRC in Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles, which is very intense daycare treatment for PTSD. And I thought, I graduated. I'd been in there 3 years.
Gosh,
I'm
it's
coming
funny
on
you
to
said like
Texas. I got here, and everything was so cool. And then one night there was this giant storm. And my house started to pitch like a ship in the storm. And I was gone again. I was there. I'm one of the veterans who tried to kill himself. And, it made me so sick, I said, well, if I ever do this again, I'm gonna have to make sure it's done. But there are veterans that are killing themselves, and we have to figure out why. And these are our brothers and sisters. And we spend all of these billions of dollars right now. Veterans Day, we're celebrating veterans, the flag waving, and yeah, we feel good. When are we going to spend some of that money to save veterans' lives? Celebration is cool. Don't get me wrong. Honoring is cool, but there's no greater honor than saving.
We got to get those
lives.
veterans to self-identify themselves too, which is very important. And those are the ones that need help.
I want to talk about being a female and being a veteran, because that in of itself probably poses some unique challenges that some people might not even think about.
What I was thinking as you were speaking is how important connection is, and that connection among veterans. And when I hear you talk about connection among veterans, that's all fine and great, but I need to connect with a female veteran because only she knows what I experienced. You know a little bit of what I experienced, and you and I can connect, but she and I, we have a bond.
Yes, absolutely. Prior to this, we were talking about our hair color.
Yeah.
We both recently got out. I was a brunette until last week.
I was a blonde.
Yes, and we would have never, it's not that we couldn't do it, it's just there was laws and regulations on, the hair color. And I've been retired over a year now to finally pull that trigger. And I'm shocked every time I look in the mirror. I'm like, oh my gosh. And you had said it's about your license plate.
Oh yes, I have disabled veteran tags, and I have a Bronze Star medal. And I can't tell you how many times I'll be pumping my gas, or someone will say to me, "Is that your husband's car?" And I've thought I want to get a little pink sign on the back that's like, "Women can be veterans."
The debate about women in combat's over. Women are in combat.
Yes, absolutely.
The three of us know that, being Iraq, the post 9/11 generation. I've certainly been in a Humvee with a woman manning a 50 caliber machine gun. The current Adjutant General of Texas is Major General Tracy Norris. So she's an amazing leader. And so the military is getting better at understanding it, but there's still work. There's still work to do.
I know that Texas has like 1.5 million veterans, and it's supposed to be a good place for veterans to access service. And they say Austin and San Antonio are very popular places because of services. Where are we falling short, though? I mean, I know like a decade ago there was so much criticism of the VA for backlogs and not doing the job. Have things improved, and where can we improve today?
So within the state of,
services,
with the Texas Veterans Commission, we have 8 programs, and one of the programs is the Healthcare Advocates, and they're located in the major VAs where we have the largest population. So if you are going to the VA and you're not getting that appointment on time, go find that healthcare advocate and tell them, I'm not getting this prescription, I need this prescription. And they're gonna go behind the desk, they're gonna go find out who that person is and find out what the problem is.
It's up to us veterans, the 5 of us at this table, the 72,000 members of the VFW, the 1.7 million veterans in Texas, to make sure that we help each other. And that's one of my focus as a post commander. We bond with each other like we said, and we can relate to each other. We have to help each other, and so we have the way to do that. Every veteran service organization has value, and you've got to be part of a cohort and a team and talk to people that understand it. But when you walk into this post, or you walk into most VFW posts and American Legion posts, you're going to feel welcome you should feel welcome.
What can we do as non-military people in your community to be better allies?
Vote, go somewhere and say, yes, help these veterans. And veterans, register. If you're registered to vote and you don't vote, that vote counts against the area. It doesn't help.
Vote for Veterans Day. You know, more of us are running for office, and we got to step forward and you know, put our name on the ballot. So to Margaret's point, absolutely please vote. The voter turnout rate in this country is abysmal. And I would also flip it around, Judy. We have an obligation as veterans to go into the community as well and show them who we are, what we do, how we can help, because you may be talking to a civilian who's got a son or a daughter or a mother or a father who's a veteran who needs help, and so you can reach them by doing that. And so doing ceremonies in public. I love everybody to come to my VFW post, but I like it even better when I go out of our post and work with the cities around here and do ceremonies in public, go talk to city councils, tell them who we are and what we can do for the community and how we can help them.
You know, you hear 22 a day are killing themselves. After a while, you keep hearing that. It just becomes numbers. It just becomes statistics. Go out and meet 22 veterans. Write down their names on a piece of paper or on a card. Ask them what they do, who they are, what kind of people they are, where they live, where they come from. And then remember them. And the next time you hear 22 veterans a day, remember those people that you wrote down, because that's the only way that we can get the real kind of caring that we need for veterans back in the hearts of the people of this country. You know, there's this feeling that takes over your body that just takes away the quality of living. You just don't want to feel that no more. And so that is the enemy.
We gotta say we love each other.
We gotta say we love
each other. I mean, and we say it all the time. I mean, I think we can all attest to that. And you know, I know here in my VFW post, you know, we love each other. I love you, man. You know, and then express your feelings and let your heart. To your point, say their names, Glenn. They're people.
They're people.
Say their names, and we're taught that in the military. When somebody passes away and they're killed in action, we say their name.
We say their name.
We say their name.
Absolutely.
I know we could talk for a lot longer, but is there anything tonight that you feel is really important to this whole discussion of valuing veterans that we really haven't touched on?
And the VFW isn't a group of just men, and there are women here too, and I'm one of them. And a lot of veterans, women veterans, we come along as single moms. It's just who we are. You know, I work with a lady who didn't disclose that she was a veteran. And it was like there was some shame around that.
You didn't serve long enough, or you didn't deploy, or you didn't retire. Everybody categorizes themselves within the veteran community of, you keep saying you only served for 2 years. You raised your right hand, Joe, and that's what matters. So don't discount your service. Never, ever, ever. Don't do that.
No, I mean, that's all. I went because they sent me one of the letters that start with the word greetings. I mean, I'll be honest with you.
All of our service is different, and that's what makes us even better.
I hate to use the word unworthy, but in a sense I am, compared to what these other people went through. I mean, I had paradise. Nobody was shooting at me. These poor guys, I mean, they never know what's coming at them in any direction.
But don't discount your service.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I have one final favor. If you could each sum up your military service in a word, what would it be?
Enlightening.
Fulfilling.
An honor.
Powerful.
I sound crazy, but funny and serious at the same time. I know I'm using more than one word, but
It's okay. Funny and serious.
it's sort of a combination of the two.
Glenn, Joe, Margaret, Amanda, Mitch, thank you so much for sharing your stories with us tonight, for sharing your insight, and most of all, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you so much.